What's going on, you guys? Welcome on back to the channel. Now, if you've been following the channel for a little bit now, you know that I have a little bit of a series going on where I've been talking about the Haikyu time skip and essentially been chronicling like Hinata's journey throughout that time skip and everything that's been leading up to it, and pretty much why I love the time skip arc so much and why it's one of my favorite arcs in all of manga. Now, we're getting very close to that final video where I'm going to talk about Hinata and Kageyama's match in full, essentially why I love that match so much. But we're not there yet because I want to take a little bit of a detour and talk about a character that I feel is the most important character in all of the time skip, even though he doesn't physically show up at all in the time skip. And that character is Nishinoya. Now, Nishinoya is one of the most important characters in Haikyu for a myriad of reasons. One, he's one of the main reasons why Asahi even came back to the team. So, if Nishinoya didn't stand on business throughout all of that arc, where he was like, if Asahi doesn't come back to the team, I'm not coming back. They don't win against Shiratorizawa. They don't get those back-to-back points. So like you're able to already feel Nishinoya's importance all the way back then. So that's one reason why he's so important. But the main reason why Nishinoya is so important as a character to the story of Haikyu and pretty much the time skip as a whole is his relationship with Hinata. Now, a lot of people don't know about the relationship he has with Hinata, but pretty much Hinata is in awe of Nishinoya, right? When he first meets him, like Hinata is immediately in awe of Nishinoya because Nishinoya is everything that Hinata wants to be as a defensive player. Because when Hinata is first introduced into the story, Hinata has no idea how to play defense, right? He can really only do offense. He can really only attack. So when Nishinoya is first introduced, the first thing Nishinoya does is set Kageyama's serve perfectly. And Hinata is immediately in awe of that because that's everything that he wants to do. He wants to be able to set Kageyama's pass, or he wants to be able to set Kageyama's serve. That's what he's been wanting to do this whole time because he wants to be able to beat Kageyama someday. So what does he do? He becomes enamored with Nishinoya. He pretty much like listens to everything Nishinoya says. So when Nishinoya is doing like his dive thing, his rolling thunder, when Nishinoya does that for the first time, everybody else laughs at him, but Hinata is so enamored by it because he wants to be able to learn to do that too because he doesn't have as much of an understanding of defense as Nishinoya or pretty much any other character in the story. So he's trying to catch up. He's trying to catch up to everybody else on a defensive level. And Nishinoya is like the perfect teacher for him because Nishinoya, not only is Nishinoya short, but he's everything that Hinata wants to be on defense. So that's critical. Nishinoya is so critical to Hinata's development as a volleyball player. If Nishinoya isn't on that team, they don't make it to nationals. Period. They don't make it to nationals. They don't even make it like past Abajosai, right? They don't even make it past that first tournament. The story ends after that first tournament, man. They don't make it past that without Nishinoya. That's how integral he is to so many characters. He's integral to Asahi, and he's especially integral to Hinata's growth as a character and growth as a volleyball player. Now, why do I think he's so integral to the time skip, though? Because sure, he's integral to like everything that goes on in the past, and especially nationals, because as soon as you see Hinata set the ball for the first time, like that's such a beautiful moment. Sorry, I know I'm going on a little bit of a tangent, but when Hinata sets the ball for the first time, and you see Nishinoya's reaction to that, and you just see the pride on his face because nobody thought at first that Hinata was ever going to really be able to set the ball and all that. But Nishinoya always believed in him. He believed in him as a player, and he believed that he could get better on defense if he was just given the time. Well, he's been given the time, and he sets the ball perfectly. It's a perfect set, and you just see the smile on Nishinoya's face when he sets that ball. Because throughout the tournament, you're able to see Nishinoya clocked that Hinata is trying to set the ball, but he just can't get it properly. Like he's doing the right things, but he just can't properly get it right. And Nishinoya clocks that, and he's like, "Wait a minute, he's trying to set the ball. He's just not doing it properly." And then he finally sets the ball, and Nishinoya just has a proud look on his face, like I always believed in that kid, and that hits, man. That really hits. Nishinoya and Hinata's like mentorship is something that's not really focused on in a lot of videos, but bro, their relationship is such an important thing for Haikyu as a whole. Like I said, without Nishinoya, they don't make it into nationals or anything like that because Nishinoya is so integral to the growth of Hinata as a character. Now, moving away from that and moving away from nationals, why is Nishinoya so important in the time skip era? Because he doesn't really show up in the time skip. Sure, you get like characters mentioning him and all that. Like you get like Asahi and all of them mentioning like what Nishinoya is doing now post like in the post time skip era. But we never get to see him physically. He never shows back up like to any of the final matches, like neither of the first two matches of the time skip. So why is he so important? Why is he such an important figure for the time skip of Haikyu? Well, it's because, like I said, Hinata has completely modeled his defense after Nishinoya, right? He has embodied everything that Nishinoya was on defense, but he's also able to channel his own offense and essentially be the little ninja, like everybody calls him, right? So he's essentially able to be himself on offense, but he embodies Nishinoya on defense, right? Every time Hinata makes a defensive play, like against like in the Black Jackals match, every time he like makes a big defensive like play for the Black Jackals, you see Asahi and all of them being like, and Asahi and Daichi in particular being like, wait a minute, that felt like a Nishinoya play essentially, and it was because he modeled everything after him. Nishinoya is essentially like, we know how they called him the guardian deity, the guardian of Karasuno, right? He's still the guardian because Hinata modeled everything after him. So even though you don't see like Nishinoya at all in the time skip, you're able to feel him through Hinata's like defensive pressure in the final games. That's what I love about this time skip so much. Is and like at first I didn't understand it because I'm like, wait a minute, why isn't Furodate not bringing Nishinoya back into the time skip? He's one of the best characters, but he didn't need to because Hinata has completely modeled himself on defense after Nishinoya. So even though Nishinoya didn't like go pro, he kind of did in a way with Hinata because Hinata completely modeled his style of play after him, and I love that so much. That's one of my favorite little things in Haikyu that I feel like doesn't get noticed enough is the mentorship of Nishinoya for Hinata and how Hinata modeled his style of play completely after Nishinoya on defense. That's such a cool little detail that you don't really see unless like you're looking for it or you're rereading Haikyu as a whole. It's just so good, man. And I truly hope that the stuff with the stuff with Hinata on defense and the time skip is animated perfectly because it hits so good when you're able to piece it together that Hinata modeled everything after Nishinoya. And like I said, man, Nishinoya is just such an important character to Haikyu, and he's just the most important character in Haikyu as a whole, man. Without Nishinoya, you don't have Haikyu. That's pretty much where I'm gonna leave that. You don't have Nishinoya, you don't have Haikyu as a whole, and you don't see like the important stuff that happens in Haikyu. But I think I'm gonna leave that there. Sorry if this video was a little bit all over the place. I just really wanted to get my thoughts out there about Nishinoya and why I feel like he's the most important character because I feel like a lot of this stuff could get cut in the future. So I wanted to make sure it was out there. Let me know what you guys think though. Like, comment, subscribe, and as always, I'm going to talk to you guys next time. Bye.